Okay, so I had this strategy that I wanted to try out in Agario where I basically name myself one of the other the same name as some of the one of the other big players. And so here I was trying Vote Kanye West. That was one of the other players. And I was actually really just doing that to sort of look around and see what was out there. So I found Caesar, who was number 2 on the board, and I noticed he had sort of a turquoisey, green turquoisey color. So I named my character Caesar, my name Caesar, thinking that if I got a different color, I would just kill myself and keep going until I got the color. And then it just got lucky, and the first time I did it, I got this sort of turquoise green color with the name Caesar. So it's like, sweet. So basically the whole strategy that I wanted to try out was just basically kind of like camouflaging myself as a player, and I was going to get to be a certain size where I had enough mass where if I went near a virus, I could shoot out enough mass to attack a really large player and try and swoop in there and collect. And so I was thinking, if I had the same color and name as one of the big players, when he or she broke into a bunch of little pieces, if I could swarm in there, I would be very hard to distinguish, and it would look to the player as if I was sort of just, gobbling myself up and just, sort of recollecting my size or whatever. So this is an example. This is the test of me doing this, and you'll notice that it takes a while for me. It takes a while for me to get big. So here you see, I wanted to actually just hide in a virus for a little while and see if I could get the big guy to come over. And the virus kept making this weird wiggle, so I realized that wasn't quite going to work. And then this moon guy also realized that, and he's going to try this cheeky little sneaky move. Oh, really sneaky. Nah, not going to work. So, yep. So I basically was like, oh man, it was so hard. Got so lucky to get this name and this color that I just want to stay alive. Oh, there goes my phone. So I was really trying to play a little bit conservatively and not die. Anyway, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, and you're going to see what happens when I actually get a little bit bigger and I encounter the real Caesar, who's currently number 3 on the board over here. All right, let's see what happens. So I was floating around for a while trying to even find him, and all of a sudden on the top of my screen there, you saw it. That guy Caesar shows up, and here's what happens. Very interesting. I think he gets annoyed with me pretty quickly. First he ignores, but then he's like, oh, okay. And then I see him change directions. Woo, he almost got me. He probably should have. Kind of a bad shot. So now I'm kind of worried that he's going to split again. But as a really big player, I don't think he would split again because that would really make him pretty vulnerable. So I basically just try to follow him around for a while now that I've made him mad. So he's vulnerable now. So I was like, okay. So I wouldn't say that this was like a home run of a test here because, he noticed me and I'm kind of the wrong color now that I get up close. I don't know how likely it is that I could ever be the exact right color. But I figured in some ways it was a success because the player behaved in a way that seemed like it was almost like on tilt a little bit. Like, I think he could have eaten me, but I was kind of small for him. I was kind of a small prize for him to take on the risk of splitting. So I think he was just emotionally reacting there, which is interesting. So that's sort of an edge that you can try and use against a player. Get them on tilt a little bit. So anyway, I float around for a while. I just try to get big. And at first I kind of venture off. You see I venture off. I'm like, ooh, look at all this kibble. I call it kibble. I'm like, look at all these kibbles. I'll just get big and then I'll just go back over here real quick. It's like a feeding frenzy. And I'll go over here and find him again. And he like totally disappeared for a while. So he disappeared for a while. So I'm going to actually skip forward and show you a part where I finally find him again. I'll be back in a sec. Let's do this. So I seem to have located my friend Caesar. At least that's what I think. And I slide over here into his field. I just want to check. There was another person who had a similar color. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's Caesar. And ooh, I got some free kibs, some free mass. And I know that there's 2 big dudes in the middle. And I thought, well, maybe this is kind of interesting. The big guy might think that I'm like related to this other Caesar over here and might, behave weirdly. And then he does behave kind of weirdly. I think he figures out that I'm not the real Caesar. And so he shoots me some mass. And I think he's trying to help me. But at the time I thought he was trying to bait me. so that I would now see, I blew that opportunity that right there I was going to shoot that virus into Caesar and see if I could execute my plan, but he saw me shooting into that thing and he took off, which was very smart of him. He must be onto my plan. So if Caesar is watching this video, I hope he knows that I respect his play and I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just trying to test out something. Yeah, so anyway, so the rest of this video is going to be kind of boring. I basically try to float near him for a long time and stay far enough away from him that if he split, he would be in trouble, that he might not actually get me, but I always try to keep him in the screen. So he's always just sort of there. And in the meantime, I try to put on some mass just to see if just to sort of make things interesting so that I could shoot a virus at some point or sneak on over there. So I guess I'll wait until you'll see one other interesting thing happen. So somebody all of a sudden breaks into a bunch of little pieces here somewhere, and I split up and gobble them down, and then I kind of get separated, and I'll skip forward ahead again in a second. Oh, so here we go. I'm thinking I'm going to get him, but I can't shoot the master. Oh, and I just miss him. But I did get to eat some, and there's that guy's 1-1. I think that guy's like really good. I think he's like a famous player, unless that's somebody else just using his name. No one does that. Couldn't be that. But I saw a video of 1-1 taking down a lot of people. Got a lot of skill. Okay, here we go. I just felt like munching up those guys. Easy target. So, and then I'm kind of go on the run because I'm afraid of my little Caesar ball getting eaten by Houdini. And so, anyway, it's boring after that. I'll show you. I'll kind of skip forward a little bit here and show you how I get eaten, if that's interesting to you. Get chased. I recombine. Okay, so over here, this red ball right here is chasing Caesar up here. So I think I'm going to try and get in the mix here and see if I can get something interesting to happen. Maybe Caesar would be forced into a virus and break into a bunch of little pieces, but it kind of gets a hairy because Houdini's in the mix and dodge. By the way, I always play with dodge. Okay, so then I do something really stupid. I try to shoot a virus at red to help Caesar get away, and I end up running into the virus right after that. This is when I first started playing, and I thought when you shot a virus, it shot out and the original one disappeared, which doesn't happen. Anyway, I pretty much, yeah, no throw, split, just eats me down. So was this strategy successful? Hard to say, but it was definitely interesting. It was kind of fun, and it hopefully gave you something new to think about. I think that there are only so many Agario strategies. I try to think outside the box and see if I could do something a little different. So I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like it if you like it. And don't forget to subscribe to gamerVSgenius. See you guys later.